The Hustleshare podcast is sponsored by One CFO, the Philippines' leading fractional CFO services provider for startups, scale-ups, and SMEs. Experience the power of tech-enabled, efficient, affordable, and expert-led fractional CFO services. Let One CFO handle your finances so you can focus on growing your business. Book your free CFO consultation today.
This episode of Hustleshare is brought to you by PLDT Enterprise, your partner that remains committed to your success. If you're loving stories of growth and grit, don't miss ROI to Success, a series powered by PLDT Enterprise that dives into real digital transformation journeys of Filipino businesses, from MSMEs to industry giants. Listen to the latest episodes and learn how PLDT Enterprise can power your business too. Visit pldtenterprise.com to explore solutions built for your success.
I didn't even know Manila. I seldom go to Manila those days, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll fly to Manila. I'll come down. Not fly, actually, it was bus. I mean,
yep, Elaville.
Quite expensive. Actually, the plane from Legazpi to Manila was quite expensive those days. So I met him and he said, okay, let's do a solution, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And then I went to Puerto Princesa and we won the project. It's about a 5 million peso project.
What?
Yeah,
you were still in college or fresh grad?
I'm about graduating actually.
Welcome to Hustleshare, the podcast that features the daily grinds of unique hustlers around the world to show not our differences, but that our hustles are very much alike. Now here's your host, Ronster Beityong.
Welcome to the latest episode of the Hustleshare podcast. Super excited because we are now doing another episode of the ROI to Success series of Hustleshare, presented to you by PLDT Enterprise. And again, we're going nationwide with this thing because today we are going all the way to our Oragons in Bicol. All right. And again, we have one of the most amazing startups and tech companies out there in Southern Luzon. And without further ado, let's welcome to the show the CTO of Doublesquare Networks, Mr. Bimbo Adewoyin. Welcome to the show, Bimbo.
Hi, Ron. How are you getting?
I'm good. All right. So I saw a little bit of a background. I heard that you are also wait lang, let me show you. You are also a Thomasha.
What's that? Did I see that well?
Yeah, that is the Arch of the Centuries.
Oh, okay.
UST Main in España. So,
I finished from University of Santo Tomas, Legazpi campus.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're a Thomashan, we are cool. And I'm obviously biased towards you.
Yeah. It was formerly Aquinas, actually.
Yep, Aquinas University, but now
Dominicans, right? So now they made it fully UST now.
Yep. Again, you guys are brothers, so we good. All right. So before we get carried away, thank you for coming here, but I need to ask you the $1 million question, Bimbo.
Yeah.
What's your hustle?
All right. So right now, my hustle right now is I'm a tech guy, so I'm a network engineer. So mainly wireless, but right now I'm doing more on the network side, providing IT services and internet services, as well as some system integrations for local government units. We also have some enterprise clients, as well as home residential customers as well. And we also have some telecom companies we provide service for as well. So basically, that's all we do. And we also distribute some telecommunication equipments within the whole of Philippines.
What? So that's amazing. I just imagine, again, just PLDT Enterprise. And if you're networks, you are the perfect partner for them.
Definitely.
There wasn't even any freaking, you can even, how the hell did they work with PLDT Enterprise? On your hustle itself, it's a perfect match. Yeah. So that's a perfect thing. And again, you're able to get this done. But before we even talk about how you're able to get it done with the current hustle, technically, which is Doublesquare Networks, I need you to buckle up real quick. I'll pick you up in siguro Naga na lang. It's so I can land there because we do have a tech here that nobody else has that
Yeah.
takes us all the way back to how you started. Because we're going to have to ride the Hustleshare time machine. All right. And we're in Naga because we need to go and discover how you started out your early hustle. So Bimbo, obviously, um, again, you're not fully Filipino, but I know if you're Pinoy at heart,
Oh yeah, definitely.
okay. If I give you rice, you will eat it easy.
Definitely.
No,
Yeah.
but I want to understand what was it like growing up, and what are the first few hustles that you were exposed to, or that influenced you to hustle the way you hustle now?
All right. So I'll bring it back to when I was still very young. So
Oh,
my dad is a Nigerian my dad is Nigerian and my mom is a Filipina.
okay.
She's from Bicol,
Mm,
Albay province.
okay.
Okay, so my dad was a exchange student those days, back in the days.
Okay.
He studied in the University of the Philippines, UP, and he met my mom there actually. So
Mm.
they both got married and went back to Nigeria, and we and my siblings were all born and bred in Nigeria.
Wow.
Kind of grew up in the African culture, and we never tasted any Filipino or any Asian. It's quite different. So food, culture, everything is totally different. So my
Right.
mom was so in love with the African culture, So
Mhm.
we all grew up that way. So, but my dad always promised us when we were young that all of you are going to study in the Philippines
Whoa.
when you get to university. That was
Why?
he loves the Philippines. My dad loves
Got
it.
it. Mhm.
He loves it. He actually has a medal from the former president. I think it was Ramos or so. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, he's a bookie guy, he's a different.
Amazing.
So my kuya, who was the first to actually leave Nigeria, went to Philippines, and then I followed, and my ate, we both came together to Philippines, and when we got to Manila, my mom was like, "No, you guys are not staying in Manila. You're going straight to Bicol."
What? Okay.
It was quite, she didn't want us to like taste the life in Manila. So we went straight to Bicol, and then that's where I started. So I was always with my kuya. My kuya was an addict in Counter-Strike. And before that, when I was still in Africa, I love cars. I was planning to take mechanical engineering.
Okay.
All right. So when I got Philippines, my kuya was already an addict in Counter-Strike, and he was doing computer programming and stuff. I'm like, so I always go with him to the internet cafes those days.
Yeah.
These were the days where you have the dial-up. I don't know if you know the dial-up.
Yep. Dude, how old are you?
I'm 42 actually.
42. I'm 37. So I know exactly what y'all feel,
Okay.
bro.
All right. So we go to this internet cafe in Legazpi City. That's the only, well, not only, like we had like 4 or 3 internet cafes. We had Global Link, which was the provider of dial-up internet those days.
Yep.
Use a VSAT or something. So we sit down on this computer, and when I just type yahoo.com, I gotta sit down, like it loads. You know how it loads? And I was so engrossed. I'm like, wow, so this is technology. And I started, I got so addicted in internet, and then
MIRC for sure.
MIRC, Microsoft Messenger and things like that. It was really so amazing. And
Yeah.
I started doing PowerPoint presentations, just my own, and I just started to love computers. And then my kuya decided to become a programmer. He went to AMA Computer College.
AMA. AMA.
And then I went to University of Santo Tomas for computer engineering.
There you go. Good choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
For that, I actually did AMA CLC, which was a kind of a 2-year course, which was computer system and network technology. And I was really hungry for technology those days. Like, yeah, this is what I'm going to go for. I said, okay, now I need to get a degree course. So I transferred to Aquinas University those days. And I finished my computer engineering. And so that's when this tech thing started, internet moved, and we got DSL, VDSL, and, all dial-ups and things like that. And then the internet came, and when I was actually about to graduate, 2 years or my 4th year in college, I had this friend of mine who was doing projects on CCTV and surveillance. So yeah, I always go with him because I'm very curious with technology. So I always move with him around, and
wow,
I go with him to his projects, and I'm like, wow, this is nice. So we started installing CCTV cameras. Those days we were using computers, like the desktop. Then we put an NVR card in the PCI slot. All these analog cables coming out of the computer, and then I'll connect all the analog cameras, which was we're using 423 TV lines, CCTV analog cameras those days. So we used to install that for some small warehouses and things like that. So I got so engrossed, and I started researching and things like that. And this brought me to China. I went for exhibitions in Hong Kong.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was really, I wanted to like research and go further, and I was still in college that time. So I traveled to Hong Kong and I went to this exhibition. It was, my mind just boom. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Now you see the whole world and how big it was. But I just wanted to take a step back because there's not a lot of, and I'm very, very curious how this is.
Yeah.
So I know a couple of Nigerian brothers too. Magkuya din.
Okay.
Technically. But they're world famous.
Oh, okay.
The first guy, his name is Thanasis Adetokunbo. And his baby brother is Yanis Adetokunbo.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So they're originally from Nigeria. They went to Greece to get better opportunities. Not because they were sent forcibly by their parents to go there, but they had to look for. But one thing that they always talk about, and I'm super duper big fans of these brothers, is their culture. They also brought with them, but not just the culture, the way they hustled. They learned that very early on. I want to understand, what was it like growing up in Nigeria, and how did you develop that hustle culture? Because even if you go overseas, if you did not have it with you,
yeah, exactly,
it ain't gonna work. So what was that like?
I was supposed to tell you, but first of all, I'd like to thank my dad, because my dad he's an amazing guy. He passed already. He's late already. He passed away 2017. So I mean, he's an amazing guy. Like he's a disciplinarian. Like he doesn't take, So my dad used to work for the government. So after his retirement, he started a fish farm.
Wow.
Yeah. So he bought this big land, like acres of land and hectares of land, and he started building fish ponds. So he used to breed this catfish. So those days when we were in high school, he lets us like walk in the farm. We were walking in the farm in the morning. You got to wake up early, go to the farm, feed the fishes, and then go back to the house. And then in the evening again, you go back to the farm. We were just we were really walking, and he made us like he brought the culture of being independent. Like
wow.
The upbringing was quite different, and he never takes, even my sisters who are ladies were doing the same thing we guys were doing. And funny thing, my two sisters went to military schools, secondary school, high schools.
What?
While me and my brother went to public school. Like it was really crazy.
They're gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, like really. And my sisters, they came out tough, like you don't want to mess with them, So the upbringing was quite different, and the hustle was quite difficult. Well, Nigeria those days where things were, lots of problems, fuel scarcity. The economy was so bad. And
were you guys in Abuja as well, or no?
No, we were in Ibadan. So Ibadan is, Lagos was the capital city before.
Right.
So we were like 2 hours away from Lagos. So Ibadan is the biggest city in West Africa and the oldest city in West Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a big city where you have all these old mud houses, buildings, but right now it's
Mansa Musa built that thing somewhere.
Yeah. So that's where we grew up, and I remember when we go to school, we have to walk like 45 to 1 hour to get public transport.
Wow.
This was the kind of trainings we used to have those days. And that's and when my dad sent us to Philippines, he said, "You guys are going on your own. You guys are on your own.
What?
I don't care what you guys are going to read. If you need money, you need your allowance, just tell me, I'll send to you. That's all." And all my 5 years in university, my dad never asked me for my grade. He never asked me for anything. He only asked me, "When are you graduating?"
Wow. That's how you're built tough.
Yeah, he had that trust. Like, he said, "I know you guys are going to be, he had the trust. So, he really put that in us. And me, my kuya, we all came out flying colors. Like,
I love it.
We all IT guys. Like, my brother is a programmer. My ate is an analyst. My younger sister is also an analyst as well. So
Galing. That's amazing. No,
so
so okay. I also want to talk about that thing because obviously, let's just call it what it is. If you don't look the same
yeah,
here in the Philippines, it can be very, very discriminating. And let's just call it what it is. Did you
yeah,
what? How did you overcome that? Because the fact that I can just imagine you were sent here. Now you're on your own. The expectation is you're gonna make it
yeah.
because I've your dad trained you to be independent people, but still nothing can prepare you for a totally different life halfway across the world. What were those things you had to overcome? That okay, obviously everybody has to go through school. There's some expectations, student life, but there's other layers of it that normal Filipinos won't have to go through that you had to go through. And how did you overcome them?
All right. So when I first arrived, I mean Bicol. Let's go straight. Fast forward to Bicol.
Yeah.
So language was quite different. Like everyone was speaking Bicol language.
Yeah.
It's quite different. And I was this there's
Mm.
this guy, Filipino looking guy, but speaking English. And like I was always like everyone knew me in the class. Like
Okay.
that guy is English speaking. No one talks to you. You know, everyone in people like when you speak English, they're like, oh, foreigner yan, ganon, ganon, you know. And I just had to learn the language and
Right.
yeah, my teachers will always when there's questions in the class, they always want me to answer because when I speak my Nigerian English accent, they're like, ah, bakit
What?
British ka ba? Ganon, you know. It was really funny, and well, I didn't feel discriminated because my skin color is, I look Filipino, like,
Yep.
and,
Pogi.
and,
Pogi pa rin.
and
Mhm.
seriously, Filipinos, we don't discriminate actually. Like there
Yeah.
was the only thing I had problem was the food. Yeah, food was kind of, difficult for me, but, with time I got used to it because I love spicy food. In Africa, we eat spicy food, but
Yeah.
Bicol, the only thing spicy was just Bicol Express. And like,
Yes.
it was like nothing to me, So I
Yeah.
used to look for spicy food and things like that. Then
Right.
apart from that, my grandparents, oh, they were very lovely to us. Like my Lola will wake up in the morning. She wakes us up to eat. And during holidays, we play like Counter-Strike the whole day. Angry with us, like, hey, you come eat. She grabs us to the kitchen and you come eat. She was very lovely. I mean,
Love
my
it.
grandfather. So
Mm.
my cousins also were also there for my support. They supported us. My cousins are lovely guys. Like all my cousins, we jammed together. We had fun together and everything. It was really good. And the mix with, new culture, new language, I had to learn. Within a year, I was already speaking the bad words, actually.
Don't say it here, PLDT is
I
gonna
know,
get
I know,
mad.
I know.
Okay. Later, when we're not.
I know.
Okay, that's amazing. Now I want to zoom in on your love for tech because it comes naturally, and you've been playing around this with all these technology that you've built, but you're playing around this as a natural. You're tinkering with stuff, and a lot of the CTOs or chief whatever officer eventually that they become, this comes in naturally, and they're naturally thinkers when they're young. Nobody had to teach them because they're generally curious. I want to understand how you really set yourself up for success, considering that obviously you took in your college career, you took in comes in, but I can imagine that this came in very easy because by default this is something that you already love. Walk me through how you fell in love with tech and how that helped you progress through your career.
Okay. So way back, my mom used to have a school in Nigeria. So she
Oh,
has
okay.
an elementary school and a nursery school. So we had all the students. Now
Mm.
she had this American friend of hers that came to the school one day and she said, "Hey, we've got some old computers. We
Oh,
can donate it to you guys."
nice.
My, I was not even into computers this time. I was more on cars. I loved cars. Anything
Nice.
cars, that was. So here comes all the computers. They were all Macintosh.
Mac.
Mac.
Okay.
Like the old Mac with the diskettes, and sometimes you have to bang, 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 hit it before you got to put some alcohol on the tape drives.
Yeah.
She brought like 6 of the computers with these CRT monitors with monochrome, the
Yep.
green.
Yep.
She brought them to the house, and
So you mentioned your kuya technically was tinkering with all these these little hand-me-down computers.
Yeah.
What happened next?
So he was programming, he was doing all these programs, started reading books, and I was, doing word processing, and that's when I started loving computers. So I was able to. We had all these dot matrix printers also. So young, I was so young, and when I press print and things printing all what I type, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So when I was now moving to the Philippines, I had this computer stuff, but still I wanted to read mechanical engineering. But now when my kuya brought me to the internet cafes, I'm just trying.
Heaven.
I was like, this is it. So that's when the tech thing, like with the computer started, and my kuya also wasn't really focused on programming. When he was in college in AMA, he was doing most of his classmates' thesis, like all the programming and stuff. So all my love for computers was just starting and building up that time. So that was it.
Last question before we take our first break. I want to understand. So obviously you graduated flying colors, but here's the thing. I have a bias towards a lot of tech-enabled people who are in the provinces because I don't believe that those opportunities only exist here. Actually, there's one solid startup that's bootstrapped, profitable, and scaling up from Bicol, Tindahang Tapat. They're based out of Naga, but they do software engineering. But their main ethos was they were willing to take less, provided that they didn't have to leave home and create an amazing tech career still. Now, that's what I want to find out. So you obviously love computers and whatnot. You're not just the software part of it, but the hardware part of it, and obviously the network part of it, which is the most important thing. How were you able to get the first opportunities if most of them are scarce from where you are in Bicol?
Yeah. Okay. So when I was right now, I'm in Manila now. So our office is in Manila now.
Nice. Okay.
So when I was in Bicol, I had an office there, and I used to have this customer. There was this customer of mine who had a construction company, and then it was about outskirts of the city of Legazpi City. Okay. So those days they used to run copper cables for the internet. Buy and Tell used to provide internet to him.
Wow.
So they run these copper cables, they were using DSL, so it's run through copper, right?
Right.
They run these drop cables, copper cables to his construction company there, which he has his office there, which is about 3-4 kilometers.
Wow.
And then after a week, it's stolen.
Because that's kalakal money right there.
Exactly. So they call it tanso, right? Tanso.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's stolen. They roll the cable again. So we were installing CCTV cameras for him, and he was always complaining he needs internet. This I'm like, you know what? I have a solution for you. So this time I was already doing wireless stuffs already. So I said, okay, I'll come up with a solution for you. And now here comes me with the idea of building a wireless link, from point A to point B using wireless. So we install one access point in his house and the receiver in his construction company. So which will do a link. So now question is, where do I get this equipment? Yeah. So here comes CDR King was very famous.
Yeah.
Man, I was number one customer of CDR King.
When you started buying less, that's why they went broke. When you you change suppliers now, and now they're out of business.
Because I wasn't thinking of China those days. It wasn't really easy to order from China those days. Even there was no Alibaba at that time, right?
Yeah.
So I saw CDRK. I'm like, oh, okay. They have this Encore. There's a brand called Encore de Cairo, right?
Yeah.
So they had this access point that has all the features I needed. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this. What I'll do is I'm going to put it in a Tupperware so I can put it outdoor.
What?
And then I ordered some a backfire antenna from the US, which I saw online. So I ordered it from the US because there was no place I could get an antenna from. A 2.4 gigahertz, and so I got it from the US and I imported it in and brought it into Legazpi. And I connected this and I benchmarked it in the house, and boom, I was getting about 54 Mbps of speed.
What? That is amazing. So again, you have to just piece that together on your own.
Yeah, and I feel I still have pictures somewhere. I put everything together and then linked it. And boom, here comes the internet in this construction company. And months came, 2 months, 3 months. It was all fine. I was like, oh, thank God you solved this problem for us already.
That is amazing.
So it
Well, you
was.
know what? That was so amazing, but someone was sad when you were doing all of this.
Who was that?
Whoever starts stealing the copper, the tanso, is now broke.
Sorry about that, man. Anyway, it was, it was a solution I solved for them, and it was really exciting. And, it worked for so many years until the fiber optic came in and PLDT was able to do it. And, we pulled all the wireless things out. And we also did similar projects I was the one who first made a link from Legazpi City to Masbate. It was a 85-kilometer link over the sea. Yeah, I linked from Legazpi, provided internet connection for Aroroy. I don't know if you know municipal of Aroroy. So
I know Burias because my in-laws are from Burias. So I know.
Aroroy is a small municipality in Masbate province, Masbate City, Masbate province, I think, Masbate province, and they have gold mines there. So they're rich. It's a rich municipality. So they were able to afford the cost of this equipment. So we were able to deliver about 80 Mbps of internet using my wireless solution. But this time around, I got some good kits because it was already, technology started coming. I started using some brands. So
so last question before I said it was the last question, but I'm very, very curious. Where does this problem solving acumen start from? Because here's what it is. Entrepreneurship, this is what, and actually life in general. If you go through life expecting that you'll be handed a manual, you're too late, because majority of the stuff, you're just going to be run of the mill. You're going to do what everybody else is doing. But the real problems worth solving, and that's also going to change your life in terms of monetary value, these problems exist but don't have a manual. You have to solve it on your own. But I'm really, really impressed of how you were able to solve these problems. Because who would have thought that the solution to do wireless in a construction company who are basically going broke because of their cables are being stolen by these mga ngalakals, right, is a CDR King Tupperware and antenna combo. Where did this develop? Because this is something that you do not get taught. Yeah. It's something that's innate that you nurture and harness along the way. How did that form?
Well, so those times I was doing those projects, I was still in college.
Wow.
I was still in university, and I loved searching the internet. Right now on my table, my computer table and my computer desk, it's just beside my bed. Before I sleep at night, I'm on this laptop searching the internet, looking for something, reading, and once I feel sleepy, like I know I'm sleepy, I just slip down to my bed. It's just beside me, So I always want to be ahead of everyone, like, in terms of technology, like, I want to attend lots of all these conferences, exhibitions, events, and things like that to see all this new stuff. So when I sit on the computer, actually, because of the internet, it's a gateway to a lot of ideas and everything. So this is where everything comes from. And now when I see a problem, I'm like, oh yeah, I can solve this. I can solve that. I start searching, and solutions and ideas that's coming in, and I just couple everything together, and boom.
Yeah, but what I love about what you do, because everybody has the same access to the internet, just like right now, everybody has the same access to AI. Exactly. But what separates the people that actually make it and make a real living out of this are those people who go from knowing and jumping into that big chasm goes to doing, right? And whatever you end up doing always ends up in action, and you don't wait for the right opportunity, and you just go for it and get it done. Amazing start of the hustle. Now let's take our first break, and when we come back, we will now talk about how you were able to then catapult this up and then roll it to what you've built in Doublesquare Networks. But let's talk about that more after the break. Hey hustlers, ever feel like your money's flowing in, but your profits are nowhere to be seen? Is managing your cash a constant source of stress, leaving you anxious about day-to-day operations? Or maybe you're holding back on growth because you're unsure if your finances are really stable. The real problem? You don't have a clear picture of your finances. Without a strategic financial partner, you're basically operating in the dark, always one step away from hidden pitfalls. But what if you had a seasoned fractional CFO who understands these challenges and gives you clear and straightforward steps to increase profits and grow steadily without the cost of a full-time CFO? That's what One CFO delivers. One CFO combines the strategic thinking of experienced CFOs with their own cutting-edge CFO tech platform, giving you transparent, real-time insights that empower you to make smart moves. They're the go-to fractional CFO partner for growing companies like Quick Insure, Avion School, J Labs, Advance, One Lot, Colorette, and Stash, helping them conquer financial challenges and achieve remarkable growth. Imagine having a crystal clear view of your financial performance and the confidence to execute bold, growth-driving strategies. Ready to level up? Click the link in the description or go to onecfoph.co. That's onecfoph.co right now to book your free no-obligation consultation. Gain clarity in your finances and grow your business with confidence. Click the link or visit onecfoph.co today. Okay, guys, quick break to thank our sponsor, PLDT Enterprise. We're all about growth here, and if you're serious about scaling your business, you need the right partner. PLDT Enterprise is committed to your success, offering fixed, wireless, and ICT solutions for businesses of every size. So if you're ready to transform, check out pldtenterprise.com. That's pldtenterprise.com to explore their digital solutions for your business today. And we're back in the break. We are still with Bimbo Adewoyin. Then told us an amazing journey. Obviously, I'm a tech guy too, but I don't code. I know. But my whole MO, bro, is that I see an opportunity, I go through it right away, even if I don't know anything about it. So for full disclosure, my first startup was a nightlife app. I love to party, so I got people in the guest list all the clubs before when I was younger. But that failed. But I was the first one, and nobody's ever done this again after we created it. The app's name is called Party File.
Okay.
So it gets people into the guest list, and so that you don't have. Basically, we bridge the gap between discovery and access. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to go to this party, but majority of the time you want to go like, all right, how do I go there for free?
Yeah,
that's the bridge. And then when you pull up. 2013, we were the first one to create QR codes in the club. People didn't know what the hell a QR code was. It was too ahead of this time. Now everything's QR.
Yeah.
And then that failed. But the second one, reminds me a lot of what you told me. I was the founder of Chatbot PH.
Oh, Chatbot.
So I didn't know anything. I was a nightlife guy. So I created a chatbot, but I knew how to sell.
Okay.
So I was selling these solutions. My first client was Citibank. What the fuck? I was like, oh, what the hell is going on? But I was right place, right time. That startup, after 12 months of putting it up, I got it acquired.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So again, a lot of this is timing. A lot of it's actually luck.
Exactly.
Right? Because tech will always be changed. Right now, we're talking LLMs, blah, 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 blah. And if you're there following a trend, like what you did now, if you're following a trend, you're too late. Because somebody already built shit that you should use.
Exactly.
You should always be ahead of the curve to build the stuff that everybody else would use.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to find out. So obviously you did all of these foundational hustles that you did. How did that lead to creating Doublesquare? Did you first take jobs somewhere and whatnot? What was the next steps after you building these things for Masbate and Bicol?
Yeah. So okay, back pa rin sa Bicol. Okay. So
ayan, wow.
I was actually graduating, and
okay.
Man, I started. If you know Tipid PC, right?
What's that? Sorry.
Tipid PC was kind of the old
Tipid PC.
Days.
Okay. Yes.
So these were the forum days for tech guys. Like anything computers, you just post there. So there was a section that you can post. So I used to post all my wireless stuff in Tipid PC, and here comes this guy. I was about graduation, a fifth year already in college, and here comes this guy and said, "Hey Bimbo, I need your wireless stuff. We have a project in Puerto Princesa."
What? Like, that's the other side of the country.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and I'm like, I didn't even know Manila. I seldom go to Manila those days, and it's like, okay, sure, I'll fly to Manila. I'll come down. Not fly, actually, it was bus. I mean,
yep, Elaville.
Quite expensive. Actually, the plane from Legazpi to Manila was quite expensive those days. So I met him and he said, okay, let's do a solution, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then I went to Puerto Princesa we won the project. It's about a 5 million
Wow.
peso project.
What?
Yeah.
You were not. You were still in college or fresh grad?
I was about graduating actually. Because it was all wireless. There was no cables and stuff. And okay, let's do it. And then this is when I started. I had to contact Ubiquity Networks. I don't know if
Ubiquity, of course.
Yeah, wireless guys and everything. So we used their access points, and we were using Hikvision IP cameras.
Wow.
So and I was about graduating, and I told my buddy Max Sarate, who is been my close buddy.
Shout out.
There's always this guy beside you, like, oh, you got my back, man. Anytime, it's always there. I told you, hey, dude, thesis, you just handle it. Wow. You know?
Wow.
So I told you, I got this big project, and I said, I need to finish this project for school. I'm gonna do this school thing, but so I was like doing halfway, and at the end, I finished my college. I didn't even attend my graduation. I'm like, come on, I'm done. So I was really hungry to get more projects, and then Puerto Princesa project. It's a citywide surveillance project for the city of Puerto Princesa with Mayor Hagedorn.
Yep, with Mayor Hagedorn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we got this project, and and boom, we finished it. I finished it. Then I'm like, man, it's time to no. Then after I came back to Manila, then I said, okay, it's time to move to Manila, because those times I was already finishing some few small projects in Legazpi City also. Right. CCTV wireless projects, and then I said it's time to move to Manila because I think there are more opportunities in Manila, in Metro Manila.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, so let me move to Manila. So I started, I always spend like 1 week in Manila just to, and now here comes this language thing. The Bicol guy speaking Bicol language.
I have to do Tagalog.
And I was riding the taxi one day. I was talking to the guy. He was like, "Tagasang ka?" I was speaking Bicol to him. I was like, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Bicol." It's like, so I got so confused. I'm like, wait, I'll just rather use English than speaking Bicol. Because everyone would look at me like, provincial, taga province to, diba?
From D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And then I met friends, and I started learning Tagalog and everything. Then when I got in contact with Ubiquity, I used to sell the access point in Legazpi. That time I haven't had Doublesquare yet. Then I said, okay, it's time to put up a company. Then I rented a small office in Cubao, which we still have. That's our head office right now. I mean, that's our office. It's a small office, about 20 square meter. I was alone, put up this SEC and everything. And
you incorporated right away.
Yeah. And like, here comes the office. And I'm like, alone, like no
in
one.
Cubao.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so what's next? And meanwhile, I'll actually rewind. When I was about graduating, I actually had my first son. So I got married. I forgot to mention, I got married, and I met my wife in Bicol. She studied in Bicol University. And we met, and we had our first son. So that was back at 2006. And then I had my son, and of course, one of the things that actually was keeping me moving was my son.
Of course, you have mouths to feed now.
My dad wasn't angry at me, but he was like, man, dude,
you gotta man up.
Man, you gotta double up your hustle right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so, and this was like kicking me, like, yeah, man, I have to provide everything for my boy. And so this inspiration and this that thing was like driving me, like, I need to get this, get that. And so I moved to Manila, and then here comes me alone wanting to get projects. I'm like, how am I going to do this? So my cousin from Bicol joined me. So we started going around, meeting people and do this, do that. And then Doublesquare came up, and I hired 2 more staffs, and little by little we started, springing up, getting more projects. Then I started first with distributing Ubiquity networks. So these are the products we were distributing. So and then I met Ubiquity. I was actually training people on how to use the products, because many people who have this access point don't know how to use it. So we're teaching them how to use all these router switches, wireless access points, and things like that. And here comes this guy. I don't know if you know him, Mark Jimenez.
Sounds familiar. Mark Jimenez, Congressman Mark Jimenez?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I know her. I know his daughter.
Yeah.
Myla Villanueva.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So he owned the Meridian Networks before, which was sold to PLDT for
Correct.
Smart, which was Smart Bro.
Yep.
Okay, so he built up his own new wireless company called Pinoy Telecoms.
Yep.
All right, and he was using Ubiquity equipments, and now he spoke to Ubiquity and said, "Hey, we need a guy who can, train our guys." And there comes Bimbo.
Oh my God, you work with them?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So I built almost all their whole wireless network in the whole of Manila, and
Okay, so the reason why I'm freaking out. So for those people who don't know, Myla Villanueva is okay. I always say it. Female founders. I wouldn't even put her in the female founder category. If I had a Mount Rushmore of top Pinoy tech founders in the country, and if you don't know who Myla Villanueva is, I still remember this. Like I was doing a pre-interview. She was like, "Miss Myla, di ba you already had three exits?" And she goes, I'm like, what the fuck? You had four. I had one and I felt like it was hell. She did four. Okay, so for those
So-
people who don't know who she is, sorry, I'm just gonna, because I'm a big fan. And the fact that you built this for them, I'm a bigger fan now. Okay, because what we experience now in terms of, and now I know who built it, it's you. The mobile networks, these cell sites and everything else in between, the connectivity. If that was not built inter-island, we're still in the dark ages as a country.
Exactly.
Okay, and the people that built that are people that, I mean, obviously now they got centralized into the main telcos, PLDT and whatnot.
They
Both, but
buy them and things like that. Yeah.
these were all startups before that got acquired per se. And Myla, if you want to know about her hustle, I will put it in the show notes below, is a key integral part of what it is. And everyone that's worked with Myla, so bro, I run to her for my advice every once in a while. But every single time I talk to Miss Myla, I feel like I'm drinking off of a fountain of knowledge. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just fucking find out? But you worked with them. What was that experience?
She was not in the Pinoy Telecoms group.
Yeah.
It was really her dad that was running the whole show then.
That's
I
the
met her
source.
once. Yeah. So I met her once, but we didn't really have much talk. But I was more on the fields. I was always on field.
Yeah.
Building, all the university built in there are lots of when you scan Pinoy Telecom signals is always there.
Yeah.
In Pasig City, in Batangas, Lipa, Rizal, Mandaluyong. There are lots of nodes everywhere, and we installed more than 15,000 ubiquity access points. Like it was really massive. So I worked with him for about 3 years.
What was it like working with the legendary Marky
Oh, Marky man, that guy. Man, lots of ideas. Like we sit down, we brainstorm like from morning till night. We are in his penthouse in Essenza in BGC.
Yep.
Yeah, we talk this all technology, like what's the new stuff, what's this, that, and after that, okay, let's implement, and it's always like that.
Yeah.
It was fun, actually. It was really fun. And this actually built, when I was already in the corporate world already, and then and this gave me more ideas on how I was going to run my company, and it was really fun, like and I worked with them for like 2-3 years, and I stepped out, and I had to leave them because I had more things to do for Doublesquare.
So you had Doublesquare now, but before we do that, because this is important, every single startup founder, I believe that it's hard, and I'm super impressed with those people that go straight into entrepreneurship without having to go for a pivotal mentor, or in an environment where you can actually learn and get trained at the same time.
Yes.
What were the superpowers or the skill stack you developed while you were working with Mark Jimenez?
Yeah. So, one thing in business, it's relationship.
Yes.
What I learned with him is he knows everyone.
Yep.
Like, may problema ka, sige, akong bahala. He would just call, just a call away.
Yep.
So I think he already built this relationship with all these guys.
Yep.
Like, parang utang na loob, isang hingi ni Maki Menes ng tulong, it's done. That's why I always tell my friends, like, man, better create more friends than more enemies.
Yes.
Because one day, yung enemy mo na yan, you'll need his help one day. And what happens? Wala na. You can go to
Burn
him.
bridge. Mhm.
You burn that bridge already. So that's why relationship is very important. That's why ako, pag may kaaway ako, I still bring it. I say, hey, dude, forget everything. Let's just, even we smile at each other and say hi, it's okay.
Mhm.
I don't want to create any, I don't want to have any, problems with you and things like that. So it's relationship, seriously. You have to keep that close relationship. It's very, very important.
Yeah. And especially in this town in Manila, the more successful you get, the smaller it gets. Everybody knows everyone. If you become really successful, your reputation precedes you. And if you have a great rep, it will just open up more doors.
Exactly.
If you're fucked up, everybody knows it. That chismis is chismising.
You can't, really, if you're really, you mess up, you can't go anywhere. Like there are events. Oh, come on, you can't even step in there.
No.
That's why I always tell my friend, always protect this yung mukha mo.
Right.
Talaga, protektahan mo yan.
Mm.
Huwag ka mas pasira sa pera, things like, especially money. That's always
Yeah.
number one. Money, it comes and goes. Like, I mean, if you have money today, it goes. You can work for it, and tomorrow it comes back. You make money and you need to spend it. So that's it. So relationship is very important, very, very important in business.
No, totally, absolutely. And again, I found this out. Just it's inevitable. You're gonna fuck up. Everybody does, right? Pero I really fully understood this probably in the last 3 to 5 years, that your reputation, you earn it in spoons. So think of it like a bucket. You earn it. You cannot buhos a whole hose in that. You earn it with spoons.
Unti-unti yan.
Yes, but when you lose it, you earn it. You lose it in buckets in one fall swoop. You can empty out everything. So you have to be extra careful, because if you are really good at it, hopefully you don't lose. Everybody inevitably will mess up. It will drain some stuff out. But what you want to be able to do is there's multiple spoons that pour into the bucket, so that it would still, it's a gift that keeps on giving.
That's
right? Because sometimes there are no second chances.
Exactly.
Right? And if your reputation is really solid, a lot of this will just always grow. And again, you earn that by doing great work.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this great work you've done for Mark Jimenez, and this is what I want to find out. You now have Doublesquare.
Yeah.
A lot of the people, bro, especially in tech, there's two sides that I typically get. There are lifers. Now, I like what I do, but I don't want to take ownership. I just want to stay in my lane, be the geek, get the salary, because usually the tech guy is the highest paid guy anyway in every payroll. But there are also guys like you. It's like, you know what? I'll run it out on my own. What made you take that jump to run it out on your own when you could have just easily stayed put under a Mark Jimenez or any bigger dude that has a hell lot more money?
Yeah. Okay, so seriously, I when I was still in Bicol, I used to work for a company there, a small company. I was doing a part-time job, and I was still going to school. The hustle was really hustling those days in Bicol, and sometimes I just sit on the computer. I have to log in the morning, log out at 5 o'clock, and it wasn't really my thing, because I had this energy like, man, I want to be on my own. Like, I wasn't really enjoying it, seriously.
Yep.
Like working for people. And although I learned from this company I was working for, but still, when I was on my own, it's quite different, because you have this freedom. Like,
Yes,
you can go anywhere. I was able to travel to the US, travel to Europe, travel to China, Hong Kong, Singapore for exhibitions, and without asking any boss, like, hey boss, I need to go here, this and that. It was quite expensive in terms of the funding there, but
Yep.
it was for my own and for my company. I remember when I used to do free trainings, I flew to California. So the funny thing, that I flew to California, and the headquarters of Ubiquity there was for a training. It was kind of a 1 week training. And here comes, I arrived Silicon Valley, San Jose, California, and then next day was the training. I was jet lagged.
You eat in and out. That always serves the jet lag.
Yeah, it was really so bad, like, because it's the other way around, right?
Yep.
And I was in
16
class,
hours.
I was kind of sleepy. So what I had to do is on the side of the class, like outside when you open the door, so they have this ice maker there. So I popped in lots of ice on the glass and I just started eating ice.
Oh.
That like kept me awake for like the whole session.
Wow. Wow. Is this
know,
in the San Jose Convention Center?
it's just a training class. Like we had like
Okay.
10 of us in the class. And I was only one from Philippines. The others were Mexico, somewhere from.
Yeah.
And it was really crazy. And like, oh no, I'm doing this for my company, not for some.
Course.
I really, had to finish. And I finished the whole training and came back to Manila and I've trained a lot of people on Ubiquity networks. Like if you search Facebook and search for Ubiquity, you'll always find my name there.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so now you are on your own.
Yes.
And there are things that are wow, we're living the life. Because I could totally relate to you when you said, yes, it's hard, but it's on my own. And I'm the same. I hated working for I had authority issues. Ain't nobody telling me what to do, right? Ain't nobody telling me what I would bet on myself 10 times out of 10, even if it means it's hard. That's how you know you're an entrepreneur or you're built to be one. Because at the core of it, you know that you'd rather carve out your own path, no matter how insane that might be. But despite that, there are also things that you thought you were ready for, but it was extremely hard. What were the most challenging things you had to overcome in the first few years of Doublesquare?
Okay. All right. So, when I started Doublesquare, as in zero capital, nothing.
Why is it Doublesquare, by the way?
Okay. So I was looking for something with an infinity.
Okay.
Like there was a company I knew that's like double radius. So it's like the logo is like 2 circles.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll just do it Doublesquare.
You just put some edges on it, technically. Got it. All right, makes sense.
Lang, may kanto lang yung para yun din eh. Pagdating sa kanto, kaliwa ka eh. O kanan ka, di ba? If it's bilog, ikot ka ng ikot.
Okay, so what were the hardest things you had to go through aside from the kanto?
Yeah. So we had the Doublesquare and we had all the company papers and I wanted to go into government biddings,
Oh man, that's hard.
Yeah, because this is where the stuff is because the things I was offering, not many people were into it.
Yeah.
I need to do government biddings and there was this first bidding we attended and it was so bad, so embarrassing. Like our papers were not even complete. All these tax clearance, all this ITR stuff,
minimum contract.
Yeah. And we went there just like an idiot, and it was so bad. Like they just qualified us right on the spot. And I felt so bad. I'm like, man, how do I get this document? So I met someone and told me, okay, I'll guide you on this and I'll help you fix all the papers. And that's when I started doing everything, like all the documents, EIR, SSS, field health, all the things. And within about a few months, we got everything. And so it was quite difficult on those times because all the BR we had to pay all the backlogs and things like that. And it was really difficult. It was really difficult. But right now we're full blown. Like any project we can do. So it was quite difficult for us those days.
Now, how about building the team? Because if you were Batman all along, you had Robin. Yeah. But in order for you to win, you need to build the Justice League or the Avengers. You cannot do this alone. Even if you're really good, you need help every time. Yes. Describe me how you built the team and what type of people did you surround yourself with in order for you to thrive?
So while we were actually moving on with Doublesquare, and I had a few things. So what I used to do is when I have projects those days, I just hire some guys, some outside labor guys, and just pay them per project basis. But I needed more teams and I needed more people. But seriously, I didn't have that idea and stuff like that. So meanwhile, my wife was working in the Middle East those days in Abu Dhabi. So she used to work for a company. And then 2018, I told her, hey, come on, you're done with that. I mean,
you got to go home.
get
Mm.
back home and you come and help me. And here comes my wife, and she came with the corporate ideas and started giving rules in the company. I'm like, oh come on.
Authority issues.
Yeah, so she gave all the rules, fixed all the things, and
Uh,
hired more people. This guy is in charge of this girl is in charge of this, and
mm,
started building a team. And you with help, I mean, it all came in solid.
nice.
Yeah, and she was always she was my helping hand. And when she came in, she's till today she's actually helping us in the company.
Yep.
She's
And you need to put structure because I mean, chaos is okay, probably the first few clients, and that's expected. But as you want to grow and be able to do that, like for example, if you're doing B2B and you don't have a good finance team, good luck with accreditation.
mm,
Ain't nobody working with Big Fry
yeah,
that's not going to go through accreditation. So
that-
every single whatever documentation that you need in order to do that, we'll need that. But the most important thing with B2B, bro, nobody pays on time.
yeah, that's
Right?
that's
No,
that's the headache there actually.
right? So you need to make sure that cash flow, the way you deploy everything and whatnot, is taken care of, or else you are gonna be always calbo because you're gonna pull your hair out because
Correct.
the cost to run a business is twice a month,
Very correct.
right? And then if you don't get paid, patay ka. But this is again, you've built the team, you've built the experience, but again, you're in hardware/software networks. You cannot do this if you did not invest in the proper infra like PLDT Enterprise. I'm curious, how were you able to then get a smooth running company with PLDT Enterprise as your backend?
Yeah. So Doublesquare Networks, we saw a 20% sales increase due to faster coordination with our main office as well as our engineers on site with the help of PLDT's digital solutions. So our account manager, Sir George, was always offering lots of stuff to us. Like I remember we asked for a proposal for a 1 gig iGate, which is
Okay.
and he came with this huge price. I'm like, hey, no, they're not too, it's too expensive. He's like, it's okay. So let's discuss. Let's discuss. And all of a sudden, we arrived to an amount, and it was good. Like,
Yeah.
subscribed, and after he came, he offered us some SME lines, and said, okay,
Mm.
we install this here, install this there, and also we had some smart SIM cards. We have
Mm.
about six or so
Wow.
connections, and I issued that to all my some of my engineers on field because
Right.
sometimes we have projects in province where the only signal is smart. Especially in
Mm.
Legazpi, smart only it's
Mm.
only smart that works there.
Absolutely.
So when we need to do a remote support and a remote connection, we just pop up on the cell phone, your hotspot, and connect to
Yeah.
Wi-Fi using smart, and boom.
Mhm. Especially if that's the nature of operations that you have now. Okay, yes, you're Manila based on HQ, pero where you build is nationwide, and you cannot do that if you don't have the right infra. And now it makes sense because we have 20% sales increase.
Yes.
Woo-wee. 20% sales increase in the type of ticket sizes that you guys do. That's a shit ton of money, bro.
Especially during the pandemic,
Mhm.
this was when we actually Vitro, right? Vitro
Mhm.
DC. So we rent server racks. We rent racks with Vitro. So we have a Vitro Makati 1 in RCBC,
Okay.
and we have in Vitro Makati 2. Then we're actually popping up one in Vitro Santa Rosa, the new
Mm.
data center in Laguna.
Mm.
Because during the pandemic, the demand for internet increased. So we're providing services to customers, and then the amount of transit IP transit we buy from Hong Kong and Singapore increased. And I
Mm.
said, hey, I want to localize this internet, which is one of the services we provide.
Yeah.
Locally in Philippines. So we decided to build our internet exchange.
Mm.
Came up with
Wow.
some guys. Yeah. So I came up with some guys, and who are my guys right now? We built we actually named it the Marlica Internet Exchange. So all of us, all our
Wow.
networks, our CDNs, our servers,
Yeah.
all hosted in Vitro data centers.
Mm. That's amazing. And again, you're doing so much amazing work because if people think that connectivity is there, no, there's still so much work to be done. Yes, in Manila, pwede na. It's decent. But if you just go outside of a 10 to 20 kilometer radius, my God, good luck. You'll pray. if there's enough, and again, it's what you guys do that make this happen. Now let's take our last break, and when we come back, I want to understand now, what are you guys up to? What are you building? And of course, let's pay it forward to our fellow entrepreneurs and fellow founders here on the lessons you've learned that you can share as advice as they go along, because you just had such an amazing journey. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of solid advice. But let's talk about that more after the break.
Hey, hustlers, before we resume the episode, let me tell you a very quick secret. Do you guys ever wonder how we're able to consistently release episode after episode here in Hustleshare without missing a date over the past 3 years? Well, it's not just pure hustle, because I'm also running my podcast along with me running my startup full time. Now, for some of you who have listened to this podcast, you guys very well know that I created a startup that is designed to help the best podcasters in Southeast Asia to realize their full potential, which is called Podcast Network Asia. And over the past couple of years, we've achieved quite a lot in P&A, helping hundreds of podcasters create world-class episodes consistently. However, what we realize is that we are not really solving the real problem of all podcasters in the world if we're not going to productize the thing that we're very good at, which is helping podcasters solve the two main pain points of a podcaster, which is number one, nobody really likes to edit their own show. Especially if you're listening to your own voice. Just like me, I cringe a lot. Having to listen to my voice for 3 to 4 hours just to release a 1-hour episode. It's no fun. And then the other thing is that most podcasters, just like me, are absolutely clueless on how to properly grow their show, which is something that we have perfected in Podcast Network Asia. So we've decided to put this all in one product that helps any podcaster in the world create world-class shows that people will love and will continuously grow. And that's why we created Podmachine. Podmachine is the most affordable podcast subscription service that helps you with your podcasting needs. We've got everything from audio production, crafting designs, and marketing and growth support. So as a podcaster, you can now just focus on the thing that matters the most, creating great content for your listeners. So if you are an existing podcaster or someone that actually wants to create their podcast now, no need to worry. You got a founder's discount by listening here on Hustleshare. So sign up now at podmachine.com. And aside from the free trial that you're going to get as a new user, I'm throwing in another one free edit as soon as you sign up for just as low as $49.99 USD a month to start creating a consistent and world-class podcast. Again, that's podmachine.com and use the code Hustleshare to get your founder discount. So if you have friends that are podcasters and if you want to have a podcast just like this, y'all know what to do. So just go and talk to you guys in Podmachine.
And we're back from the break. We are still with Bimbo Adewoyin, who then told us the amazing hustle. Big fan now of what you do. Again, this is always what happens in Hustleshare. I come in, I know a bit about on the surface level, but I absolutely become a big fan during the interview. And if you made it this far, I bet you are too. But it's not yet over. There's still the last part where we pay it forward. But before that, I want to understand first how you guys matured as a company, because there's always the saying that the growth of a company is always equally parallel to the growth of the founder. I want to understand, Bimbo, from early days and whatnot to where you guys are now. How did you mature as a founder, or things you used to do before that you don't do now because you know better? And how did that help the company perform better as well?
Yeah. All right. So so before I'll just say, right now I'm more on the how will I put this? I'm more on the, looking for the new technologies and when it comes to
Innovation.
innovation. When it comes to the operations in the office, I just let my staffs handle everything. So, because right now I travel a lot. Like, man, like tomorrow I'm out of Manila actually. So,
Wow.
yeah. So I travel a lot and try to look for more innovations and more techs and stuff like that. So before, even to the small bit of stuffs in the office, like I know my freelancer office, I have to like ask them and but right now I just leave it up to them. So we just have our weekly meetings,
Mhm.
and every Monday meetings, that's always done. And or if not, on the Fridays we do our meetings, and just give let me know what's up
Mhm.
with what's going on in the office and things like that. So that
Mhm.
really changed. It really
Yeah.
changed. And now I have more time to even, because before, when I get engaged in some office duties,
Mhm.
it takes a lot of my time.
Yeah. Whew.
Now, really, like, all these office,
Time suck.
and like
Yeah.
sometimes they're like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. But now I have time to, like, go around and look for more stuff and even do more meetings and meet more clients actually. So
Yep. No, okay. So I want to now understand several things because that won't happen. And I'm trying to, because, man, every startup wants to have that life now. Okay, kaya nyo na yan, you got this.
mm,
But that doesn't happen without two things. And it needs to work together harmoniously. Number one, systems. I want to find out what systems you had to build. And number two, what type of people did you have to put in there? Because it's not just like, hey, you get a random schmuck. Oh, follow the system. Because no, you need to get people that understand it and can actually perform it consistently. How were you able to get that done?
yeah, so when it comes to the systems, well, we first and foremost, we had a inbuilt software that we were using in the office. When it comes to inventory and
Madaya, you built your own.
no, no, that was a guy who did it for us. His name is
Ah,
Russell. So
okay.
we
Shout
hired him.
out, Russell. Okay.
We built all the automations and everything, and it
Mm,
was quite okay. But you got to the stage you need something more robust, and so we,
correct.
we have to invest in more softwares. And so right now, I just, even on my screen right now, I have my monitoring and everything. I see what's going on in
Mm,
the office, and even before I sleep, and when I have questions, I just call and ask, hey, why is this, why is this that, and things like
mm,
that. So even if I'm traveling, I just pop up my laptop, my cell phone, I can see what's up, what's going on and everything, if what's going on with these clients. Even
mm,
sometimes we link our systems to Telegram.
mhm.
Telegram sends us a message if there's a disconnected client or things like that. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So, and I also have knock guys who are actually in charge of the knock. So
Mm,
we have, because we monitor our clients 247.
wow.
Yes, we
You're a
provide.
big brother.
Oh yeah.
Kuya.
Yeah, because we provide,
Mm,
we have enterprise clients, and we
yeah.
have to provide good connectivity to them and services. So
Mm,
we monitor all of these, and if there's something I see that no one is attending to, I just call my guys. Hey, what's up? You guys
mm,
attend to this quick, and
mm,
yeah. So shout out to all my guys, Edward, Cliff, and all of them, RG, Kuya
mm.
Brian, and Russell, Gerald, all of them, man. Great team, man. Like, you know, when we brainstorm and when we do things together, it comes out very positive.
Yeah. But again, these great guys that you were able to do, what were the traits you had to look for? Because that's a secret about creating a great team. Everybody thinks they can create a big team, but it's no accident. You have to get the right person at the right time at the right price in
Yes.
order for you to get this done.
Yeah.
What were these common traits that you found across them that allowed you to build this great Justice League of a team or Avengers of a team that you have now?
All right. So first I'll start with Edward, who is my buddy. Like, he's been my guy. Like, we before the pandemic, I used to know him, and after pandemic, we became very, 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 like, close. And I told him, hey, I need your expertise. So he's in charge of when we have clients who we offer OSP work. So when we say
Mm.
OSP, so this is when you do fiber optic cables outside plant.
Yep.
So we roll out fiber for our clients.
Not
So
copper, fiber optic. So the mga ngalakal cannot get that.
so now we're talking fiber optic. So it's just glass inside.
We're like, hala, what's this?
Oh,
Okay.
di ba? Useless ang salamin eh, di ba? All right, so he's in charge of that. So when I tell Edward, hey, Edward, I need to roll this cable here, he finds a
Mm.
solution. So he's in charge of that. And here comes Cliff. Cliff is our senior network architecture. He's
Mm.
one of the best. Like, so how did I know Cliff? Cliff, we trained Cliff way back when he was doing OJT.
Wow.
We were doing ubiquitous microtik stuff training those days, way back
Mm.
2014. And so he first time I met him, he was this young dude, yung parang bata that couldn't even introduce himself. And he
Yeah.
came, and we trained him, and now he's doing big things. Like,
Mm.
he worked for a big telco before, and now
Mm.
he actually came to us and everything. And
Mm.
other guys, everyone has their specialty. So I
Mm.
really handpicked them, and hey guys, let's do something. And That's what because you can't just get anyone and think he's gonna perform something. It's not possible.
It's hard. The hardest part of creating a real company, because it's hard. It's easy to start. You get a couple tractions, but when you're creating a great company, when you go from customer acquisition or customer development to company development, not everybody makes that, because some people are, especially if you're coming out of corporate, like I'm the superstar, and your mindset is everybody's competition.
Yeah.
Patay ka, because you need help. You need to surround yourself with people who are better than you.
Exactly.
And if you're always the superstar, you're never going to be able to find out people. So you need to find people who are diamond in the rough, or if you're willing to pay, who are diamonds now. Because if not, voila, you'll never get to where they are.
Not gonna work actually. So I tend to, and when they give me advice, I listen to them. So, okay, fine, let's do it. Let's go. And we all share ideas together.
Love it. I love it. So, last two questions. I want to get your advice. So, in this game, B2B and whatnot, there's a lot of B2B startups here as well. Again, the common trope that we all go through is I don't care what you're selling, how good you are. There's a 92% chance, because 92% of companies who are in B2B here in the Philippines do not pay on time. I don't care how good you're, unless you're SaaS and you're charging recurring. I know, but that nobody pays SaaS if it's like 1 million pataas. So you're gonna have to go through finance through that. What's your advice to make sure that you balance that out if there's a high likelihood that your clients will not pay on time?
Well, it's a very difficult question to answer.
Sorry, is it hurt? Everybody's hurt.
No, it's okay. It's okay, because seriously, it happens. It's everywhere. Like I really don't know what's the cost, because I remember there was a client we had. I don't want to mention the name. I mean, it took us like a year before they could pay.
Grabe. The bigger they are, the longer they pay too. By the way,
I'm like, what the hell? Who's supposed to sign this? Where is he? I'm like, come on. It was just it's lots of head. I'm like, and you guys are well known. You guys are big, and it's really so annoying. So what we normally do is, we actually don't, when we first engage in these clients, we don't really like weigh them like, hey, this guy is matagal magbayad, things like that. But there's always a backup plan. Like, we don't want to like, depend on what we're going to collect from this client, and yun talaga iniantay natin na without this money coming from this client,
right,
operation stops. No, it doesn't happen. So there's always a backup plan.
Numbers game, right? You need to have multiple cash flow.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're involved in many things. We provide different, we sell equipment, we do system integration for LGUs, local government units. We provide services for clients who pay us on a monthly basis, and I provide network consultations as well, which, so there's lots of avenues of cash flow. So that's what I want to advise people, because it taught me a lesson during the pandemic, if you will, just in one business, man.
Patay ka.
You're done, man. Like, when the pandemic came, I'm like, no way. This is when I started,
diversifying
different avenues,
What are those other businesses that you got into?
Okay, so right now we provide internet services for customers, enterprise clients. Okay,
B2B?
So, yes, and we get most of our IP transit from PLDT. Also, we provide what's this? I would say rack space. So if you want to rent, for example, you don't want to rent a whole rack, we can just give you one RU, just one slot.
Tingi.
Yes, because some people don't want to like rent the whole rack, so we just give them slots, and we also provide internet exchange services. So if you want to connect to our internet exchange, you can connect to us. We have all the CDNs, content delivery network services. We have Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Tencent, everything you talk about that you need on the internet. It's all our network. So once you connect to us, you've got low latency, and you have good connection and everything. So different services, and we also do system integration for LGUs. Like I built a very sophisticated command center for an LGU in Laguna, and we're actually upgrading that right now, because they invested into IP cameras with facial recognition and
in cap.
Actually going to that right now. So, and now the next municipality beside them is actually, I don't want to mention their names, so,
Yeah, just keep them anonymous, but
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
what you're doing. But
Yeah,
I
and
love it.
also my hometown in Legazpi City, we're also talking to, we also built their command center in Legazpi. It's one of the best command centers in Albay actually, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do something. We're gonna do more projects for them as well, and
Yeah.
other LGUs as well,
Mhm.
and some projects with department government agencies as well. So,
Mhm.
these are some other, they have other avenues where we actually get our source of income and finances and everything. So
I love it because in the same stack, you found ways to make multiple income. Na it doesn't take procurement or forever to do that. So there's people that will just pay on the regular maintenance fees and whatnot, but it's still within the same game that you've built, right? And that's the thing. It's called synergy because if you're able to then to maximize the same competency that you got
yeah,
and do that, that's great. Similar to like what right now, what we do in Podcast Network Asia, we produce podcasts at scale. Before, the only thing that we were able to do was we were hoping advertising was going to do, but apparently that's complementary revenue lang. Our main money maker is podcast post production at scale. And now we found another way to do that. Pero it's the same game, just spliced differently across the board. And then your cash flow is diverse. So if somebody decides to not pay on time, okay, we'll be fine. There you go. Amazing. Now, I don't usually do this, but I feel like you deserve to get the keys to the Hustle Share time machine once again. Bro, if I gave you the keys to the Hustle Share time machine again and give you an opportunity to talk to your dad, knowing what you know now as an entrepreneur, what would you tell him?
oh my God. Well, what I want to tell him, I just want to thank him for everything he has done for me. Like, man, he really brought us up so well. Like, without him, I wouldn't be here right now. Like, he really did the right thing that dad's supposed to do to, not only me, even to my siblings. We all do fine right now. My siblings, my kuya, my ate, and my younger sister, we all doing fine. Everyone is all scattered around the whole globe. So I want to thank him for everything, and he knows. I
For
talk
sure.
to him almost every day. Like I
Yeah.
wish when I do something and I see, oh, I wish he was here.
Yep. And I bet he's super proud of you guys. So again, thank you for such an amazing, amazing episode of Hustle Share. And again, big fan of you, bro. I wish I can meet you in person soon. But before I let you
we
go,
should, man. I should invite you to one of our events coming soon.
let's go. Let's go. As long as it's in Manila, don't bring
Oh
me
yeah,
to
it's in Manila. Don't worry. It's in Manila.
don't bring me to somewhere in Laguna and I have to drive.
It's okay. Don't worry. It's in Manila.
Okay, but again, before I let you go, and please invite people over. What's next for you guys in Doublesquare, and if they want to work with you, where did they go and how did they do that?
Yeah, so Doublesquare Networks, our office is in Cubao, Quezon City, Unit 9D. You can check our Facebook page, Doublesquare Networks, and also a company who sells IT equipment, ISP Supplies PH. And also, if you want to connect to our internet exchange, Maharlika Internet Exchange.
Yeah.
And we will be at the PHNOG conference on July 11. So you guys, we have a booth there. You can visit us and, come to us and we can, help you, give you a good solution for your internet connectivity.
That is amazing. But before I let you go, follow us on whatever podcast app you're listening to, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. And if we did say some jargon, or if you want to look at all the notes that we just did, don't worry, you don't have to jot it down. It's going to be the show notes on hustleshare.com. And if you want to be like PLDT Enterprise, who is actively supporting content like this, please do subscribe at premium.hustleshare.com. Again, Bimbo, thank you very much.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ron.
All right. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.